Hello friends, how are you? I hope all are well wherever you are. Welcome back to my channel Ninja Programming. Today we will learn in this video about the functions, how you can write the functions, how you can pass the argument within the functions, and how the function return the results. So what are the functions? The functions, in a nutshell, you can reuse your code, and it's more readable, and it's divide the code in a nice way in a different chunk, so that you can reuse your code. And um, and it's pretty much save your time, I mean you don't have to write again and again same thing, the same. You can use the functions again and again in different places without writing a code, so there's some instruction, some rules you to write a function, what is it. So first thing, you have to write def keyword, which telling that you are starting a function. The function name, let's say my function, and this is semicolon, and the parentheses, and then colons. These are the must have, you have to do. And then the second thing, the function body, so let's put a print message in here. uh, Function. So if you put this print over here, it will show the error message, it has to be indentation, and this is the pretty much nutshell in a function, basic function. Within parentheses you can pass the argument as well, so we'll do another function, how to pass the argument in here, so let's start another function. Def keyword function with arguments, so semicolon colon, and another print message, let's say mm, hi, and undo the formatting string message, one which will be hi, what can we say, see the best other formatting string message, and then passing them greetings. Oh, I didn't put the argument, so let's say greetings. The name of the arguments one, and then name. So we'll put this two over here again. So this, and now how you can call the functions, so the calling the functions, the function, you just simply call the function name, my function. And the second functions, you can just write function with arguments. So when you call this function, you have to pass the arguments, with a string, so if you want to pass a string message, so you have to write the string, so, good evening, uh, good evening. And then what you can pass the name, so, and then if you run the code, you can see the result. Hi, this is the first function, the and hi, good evening, I wish you all the best mode. So this S meaning to the first argument, and that S is second argument, so, and then you're passing the argument, both argument in here. And once you call the functions, you're putting the default, the message, what message, whatever message you'll pass in here, it will show in here, so if you put the good morning, it will show the good morning. Good morning. So you pass the, whatever the message you pass, it will show in here. So another thing, like how you can, how the function will return any result, like let's say you want to addition, subtractions, or division, like say another function def keyword first, and then let's say you want to add something, like adding, oh look at this spelling mistake, two numbers. So you just pass, like argument b, and then colon, and then return and return what you want, like the two, adding two numbers. So class b, so that will return. So if when you're calling the function, because you are returning something, like so when you, so you, so that means that function is returning something, and when you're calling this function, um, adding two numbers. So let's say adding numbers 5 and then let's say 4. That result is return, have to store somewhere, like so you have to store in here, like results to numbers and equal sign. So when is returning, look at this spelling mistake. So it will store in that variable, like so because it's returning two numbers, the results. So, and we're going to print out the results now in here. Print out results, two numbers. No, I don't want, just we are printing the result two numbers. So it will show, it'll print out the 9. So this is the, in a nutshell, like basic functions, and how you pass the argument within the functions, and how you return from the functions anything, and this is how you write, and then how you're calling the functions. The first function we call in here, the second function with the argument in here, and third functions we call in here, and the results are storing in the one variable, and later on we just print that result, like what is it, like so in a nutshell, like this is how basic, like the functions. The more complex, like when you go for advanced, like we'll show you, like how you can call the functions and things, like how you create the instance, like from one class to another, and then you call the functions, like so you can show in the advanced in series, like so thank you for watching, like I hope you enjoy, like and please do subscribe to my channels, and please make a comment, like if I made a mistake or anything, like I'll correct myself, like I appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you next video. Thanks. Bye bye.